After the weigh-ins, I was still in favor of Peña, and I think it was something like 65-35. 35 Harrison, 65 Peña. One thing I didn't factor into my prediction for certain was Peña going in there and not being the aggressor, or at least trying to be aggressive. It just wasn't there. A couple of good licks in, but I didn't factor in her coming in either distracted or possibly injured in some way, or because she looks slow and she didn't look like she was confident in her forward movements, is the best way I can put it. It could also speak to Kayla Harrison and how good she is. In my opinion, finishing Peña in the second round is a big deal. That was a statement victory, no doubt about it. But what it also was, the end of Julianna Peña as a title contender in the UFC. I mean, the idea of a rematch is just ludicrous. Very possible Kayla's here for only one more fight anyway. And even though Amanda Nunes said she wanted to stick around, I don't know how much longer she wants to stick around, 2-3 fights, but will she really take a rematch with Peña if she beats Kayla and is the champion? Or will she look for fresh faces in the division? None of that even matters. Peña's done being a title contender. And I feel the same way about Raquel Pennington. I thought that for her after she lost to Peña. Kayla Harrison's victory in such dominant fashion is the end of an era of women in MMA. And that's that Tough House Season 18 era. Now, they all started and ended in different ways and different time lengths. Different things happen for their careers, but there's no one left of the women that came flooding in the UFC after Ronda's appearance when she fought Liz Carmouche in the debut. Some of them were women that put in work years before they even went into the UFC, a decade even, like Shayna Baszler, of course, Roxanne Modafferi. Some are still on the roster, like Miesha Tate, Raquel Pennington, and Julianna Peña, and we all know what happened with Ronda. Now, for new fans, this doesn't matter at all, and for fans that were around during that time, it's either a forgotten thing that happened with the UFC or something you enjoyed quite a bit, and either's fine. But for me, that show was on when I wasn't living my best life, and it was one of very few things I had that kept me mentally afloat, so to speak. So I was invested in the show quite a bit with everybody with everybody involved, the men too, because it was the women and the men. Some very cool stories that came out of that, some rivalries, funny jokes and shit. That season that's my favorite season of The Ultimate Fighter. But here on this channel, I tried, to discuss these women, and I think I did okay. Some of my opinions are strong. I still hold the same opinion about Julianna Peña and the way she was behaving. I think that really, really damaged her brand, and she didn't really know how much it was going to end up doing so. But nonetheless, this door is being shut on them forever. We may see Pennington again. We may see Peña again. Well, I got a phone call, so I forgot where I was, but it closes the door on those fighters who really put in the work for where we're at today. And you could very much say that's not saying much, yes, today, but I mean where we are with women in the UFC. And I don't mean performance this year and last year, being in a lull since Amanda left, so on and whatnot. I just mean their presence. And there's been obviously everybody knows there's been great fights in women's divisions along the way. But it's weird that it's just a weird feeling to be closing this chapter, because I feel like I'm the only person that even gives a shit. But there was something special about that bunch that I don't think we're ever going to see again. I think we're going to see more, world destroyers or potential world destroyers, and maybe a couple of bad attitude chicks like a la Cynthia Calvillo type of thing, but nothing like that bunch, If you just, think about Miesha Tate, Ronda Rousey, Julianna Peña, Raquel Pennington, Roxanne Modafferi, fucking Shayna Baszler, and a whole slew of others that I'm either forgetting or just not going to mention right now, because the point is about Peñas all around. But in general, this era is finito. We might see them once more, maybe outside in boxing kickboxing or BKFC, which I hope not. I think Peña has done enough work to find a groove somewhere within TKO and make some good money. But from here, where does she want to go, you know? She's family oriented, and probably the school year is going to be a busy time for her. Something she loves, in fact. But what's the point to rematch Raquel Pennington or fight Ketlen Vieira? I mean, does Peña want to make yet another run this late in her career after all the injuries and all the time off? And now with the daughter, does she want to put all that back in to make another run and try to face the elite, whoever the champion may be? I don't blame her if she doesn't, you know? Pennington and Peña never got the flowers like they deserved. I tried to give that to them a little bit, along with the rest of the women from that little timeline that I'm talking about. But now for Peña, I understand, because if you went through my videos at all, I am heavily critical of Peña's behavior from 2020, maybe 2019, up until now. This year, she's been much better, much more tolerable. But she was really saying things that were just out of this world, and not like, oh, trash talk entertainment. This wasn't entertainment, and it wasn't funny. So yeah, I spoke up about it. But that was because I was a fan of Peña. People didn't understand that. People thought I had like this beef. I still think that Peña should have been more active while she was waiting to face Amanda again. Maybe she pulled the right move and did the right thing, and her body's still together. She has big enough paychecks to where it's all good. I guess I just wanted more to the last two of her fights. I remember Ariel Helwani saying it was going to be great theater in this trash talk, and I knew it wasn't. For one, Peña wanted to settle down a bit from how wild she was speaking on camera on the mic. And for two, Kayla Harrison, she'll talk back, but she uses too much logic in her press conferences it's like dull trash talk, but it's true and effective. I don't know how else to say it. I saw this fight for Peña as something that wasn't going to be just a blow by. You know what I mean? If she had won, she would be one fight away from being one of the greatest ever, right? Or if not the greatest. Imagine if she beat Kayla and then beat Amanda. That was like what was on the line. The potential story, the potential hype of it all. That would have made an epic story. It really would have. Even if she lost to Amanda. The Kayla Harrison story is also epic because of Kayla's background, who she is. To be honest with you, there's a small part of me that wish we could have got this fight sooner. But now they have Peña completely out of the picture. She was dominated within 2 rounds. I truly didn't expect that. I wouldn't be surprised if we don't see her again. I guess we're gonna obviously wait and see, but not so much because of her. If she's gonna wait, I just don't see Peña taking time off and coming back late 2025 or early 2026. Maybe in the summer or late 2026, right? But the division hopefully will have moved so much by then. I just don't see it. So I am gonna call this a day on not only her contendership, but that era of women that busted down the floodgates alongside Ronda Rousey in the UFC.
Hey, I'm not surprised, motherfuckers.